Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This video will teach you how to play the basics of the violin in 25 bite-sized lessons. These videos are for anyone who is completely new to the violin and music in general and want to learn how to play the violin in their own time without being overwhelmed with too much information. If you want to view these lessons in their original elongated form, you can access them by clicking the link under this video. This content is part of my 1 to 30 violin course, which guarantees to take you from a complete beginner to an accomplished violinist in just 30 lessons. All links can be found in the description bar underneath these videos. Now, not all of these lessons will be interactive. Some will just be explaining a particular technique or music theory, and an icon will appear on the screen to show you whether it will be interactive or a theoretical learning session. At the beginning of each video, information will pop up on the screen to tell you what equipment and PDF printouts you will require for that lesson. Everybody ready? Let's begin. Okay, so lesson 11, we're going to be moving on to playing the open string exercises. So grab your open string exercises and we're going to start playing those. So from the previous lesson, you should now know that every time you look at a note, you know what open string is going to refer to. If you don't, then you need to just refer back to this sheet. You can, if you want to, write the open string letters underneath this. I don't really like learning that way because I feel like the brain just becomes reliant on that. But what you could do is print out a few of these and then you can write the letters underneath it. Then do without playing anything, grab another sheet, write the letters underneath it again, you know, just so that you can kind of get used to seeing these notes and referring them to which one of the open strings it is on the violin. But I would try to refrain from actually writing in the notes all the time and playing it with the notes, because all you're going to do is just get used to the letter and you're not really going to be focusing on where the notes are on the music to what string that relates to. So I'm assuming that you know where all the open strings are because we've learnt them from this first little chart here. These are the open strings and this is where they all sit on our sheet music. And I'm going to play all of the open string exercises so that you can hear them. Now, some of the notes do look a little bit different, as in they are going to be faster and slower notes. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Again, more of that is going to be explained in the next set of lessons. So at this point, I like to just focus on people reading music. I like my students to learn to read music first, because it's more important, and then we worry about rhythm much later down the line. Rhythm is something that can be taught later on, quite soon on, but later on. But note reading and reading music is very, very difficult to do, or can be more time consuming and difficult to do if you don't do it early on. So I prefer to just get the notes done, know what the notes are, then we can worry about the rhythm another time. That's the easy part. You know, I've got that all covered. So I'm going to play the 5 open string exercises so you can hear how those go. So starting off with exercise 1. So nice and easy for exercise 1. Exercise 2. Again, don't worry too much about technique at this point. All we're focusing on is getting the violin to be where it should be at around 10 o'clock, making sure our bow is nice and straight and all those kind of things, and we're not playing like this. As for hitting the other strings, again, that's something we can focus on a little bit further down the line, so don't worry too much about that. Exercise 3. Exercise 4. So they are getting a little bit trickier, they are getting a little bit faster, and there is a lot more string crossings in there, which I've done for a reason. Again, that will be discussed later on, but don't worry too much about that. We're just using it as a feel to get the hang of the violin. And let's finish off with exercise 5. And those are the open string exercises. So make sure that you understand those, keep practicing those until you've really got the hang of those, and do not move on to the next lesson until you are fully confident, fully comfortable, and as far as you're concerned, you think everything sounds great. And then I will see you in the next lesson.